Hello everyone, I'm here to make a build order about booming, and today I'm doing two things differently that I'm going to explain to you. I'm using the Vietnamese because they are a civilization with no economical bonus or market bonus, and market can be used to improve your booming, so I'm not going to use this resource, okay? I'm going to do the basics. Here I'm going to also play on the arena map because I think that arena is one of the maps that you are going to boom the most. This map where you start with full stone walls give you the perfect conditions to go for the booming. And of course we're going to exploit that. Talking about arena, it's a map with standard resources, so anything you can do in this map you can adapt to any standard map. And talking about the booming, it's a strategy that is much more effective on closed maps like this one, okay? So the first tip is start searching the outside of your base in arena. So if you have ships outside, you can find it before your enemy does. And this is going to be really important for you. Since I already found the ships, I am going to be okay. I will start this build order with the regular 6 villagers on the ship and 4 villagers on the wood. Like if I would go for a Man-at-Arm, for a Drush, really basic build order. I'm only going to eat 4 sheep before I get my first boar. And if you have those walls in arena on the back of your base that are not protecting you from enemy, you can just delete. Because it's going to give you some space, some extra space to make farms, to make buildings, so this is really good, okay? So just delete those, you don't need them. So now I'm sending 4 villagers to the wood, and once this ship is dead, I'm going to go for the boar. Okay, I'm going for the boar. I like to use this rule. Once I start getting the 5th eating the 4th ship, I go for the boar, okay? I'm going to make something in this build order that I don't want you to be doing if you have skill enough to do this, but if this is really basic, I want you to do. I want you to use the loom. The loom is really important, and I have seen a lot of players that are beginning to play that are not using it, and they end up losing villagers because they want to do like the pros, they don't want to use loom, but they are not fully prepared for that. So if you're not fully prepared, if the game is lagging, if you're not feeling well, man, you are not losing anything by doing the loom, okay? So now that I've done this, I'm going to do the loom at random moment, but I expect you to do before getting the boar. I'm going to send to keep 8 villagers on the boar and 6 villagers on the berry, okay? And once I hit my boar hits 150 food, I'm going to send a villager to collect the second one. Okay, it's time. You see? Since I passed this, I can get the other one, because what you don't want to have is an idle TC. There are some deers, and I'm going to show you how to use the deers in other build orders, but they are not entirely necessary, okay? You can boom without having to use the deers. If you are more advanced, you can do a meal on the deers and use them, even if you are not, and you can lure the deers using your scout. This is the most optimal condition to lure the deers, okay? So we are going to have 0 time wasted walking villagers, and this is going to help you. Okay, I'm going to do 2 more houses here. I don't want to get housed. And I will stop to send villagers to the food once I reach the mark of 14 villagers on the food. And I will do this by having 8 hunters and 6 villagers here collecting the berries. So I'm in the last one. Let me see. Okay, so with this I will have 6 villagers on the berries, 8 hunters, and I will be able to have 14 villagers collecting food. The other villagers right now are all going to the wood. I'm going to divide them and send 5 villagers to each lumber camp. 1 more to my initial one, and the 5 next villagers are going here to collect wood in another lumber camp, okay? The reason that I like to do 2 lumber camps is that the villagers are not going to be stuck in each other and your economy will be much better. So that's an investment that I often make that totally worth, okay? Now I'm going to send here this villager to make, and I'm going to send 5 villagers to the second lumber camp. 5 in the first one, 5 in the second one, and after I finish sending those villagers, I'm going to make 3 villagers to collect the gold. Oh, look at this, a wolf. But since I did alone, 0 problem, okay? I won't have to react. The villager can do this by himself. I'm finishing to collect the sheep, and as I said, guys, what you don't want here is to have villagers idle. So once I finish getting the sheep, I can either go for the deer or for the farms. But let's assume you are playing a map where you have no deers. Let's assume you are booming in Oasis. You are playing a team game. You and your allies are saying, okay, so you're going to boom, but you do not have deers. Or maybe you couldn't scout to find your deers. So man, that's no problem. If you don't have deers, you can just use farms. That's how I'm going to do this, okay? So I'm going to start and make 8 farms with those villagers that are getting the sheep. Farms, farms, farms. Another farm here. I need to kill these trees to make farms here around DTC. And the town center support is actually 8 farms around him. So this is even better, good for you to remember. I'll have to break this wood as well to make a farm here. Ooh, it seems I do not have the wood yet to make the 2 more farms. No problem. I will just make this one and wait for 60 more wood so I can make the last farm. Oh, here it is. With no problem, and I'm going to click up. So now let's just review our numbers. I have 10 villagers collecting wood, and I do have those because I needed to make farms. I will need wood. I will need wood to make market, to make blacksmith. Now I have 8 villagers on the farms, 6 villagers on the berries, with a total of 14 villagers on the food. So 14 villagers on the food, 10 villagers on the wood, and 3 villagers collecting gold. And those guys here are going to be responsible for getting 200 gold for you. Not to collecting 200, but allowing you to have 200 by the time you need to click up to the castle age. Okay? Since I've done this, I'm going to choose now a place where I want to make a market and a blacksmith. The 2 buildings that you need to advance to the castle age. I do not suggest you to make a barracks, to go for a stable if you are just going to boom. Because you are going to have a barracks before this, and that's almost 200 more wood. So I'm just going to use the market and the blacksmith. And to do this, I'm going to use 3 villagers, and I like to build those buildings in a defensive position. So I will use 3 villagers here from the berries and build it here, making a perimeter around my TC. Let's do it. And by the time I reach it, I'm going to make 2 more villagers to the wood. So 2 more to the wood, market with 2 villagers, and blacksmith with 1. The market takes a bit longer to build, so you have to use 2 villagers in order for it to finish at the same time, okay? So I'm sending more villagers here to the wood. I will have 6 villagers on the top one, 6 villagers on the bottom one, and I need a lot of wood, guys, because I will need to make town centers, I will need to make upgrades, I will need to make more farms to make those town centers productive. And I'm finishing the market and the blacksmith, and I'm going up. Perfectly, yep. But as soon as you click up, go to the lumber camp, and as soon as you have the food, make the double bit exit, because it's really important upgrade for your economy. Now that after you do this, I also suggest you to make the horse collar. Oh, and the villagers that finish the berry, don't worry about them, just send them to collect the woods around the TC. Or if you don't have any wood around the TC, send them to collect any wood. Okay, so I'm finishing here the wheelbarrow. I finished to make the horse collar, and I'm going to make a small calculation here. In order to have 2 town centers, I will need 150 wood. Oh, exactly what I have. So with 100 more wood, I can even make the bow saw upgrade, the second upgrade for the wood. And as a rule, always make the wood up as soon as you reach the next stage. You reach the feudal age, you make the double bead axe. You reach the castle age, you make the bow saw. And also, when you are on your way to castle, you must choose where you are going to place your town centers, man. It's really important. I'm going to place one here, on this wood, another here. Don't know, maybe one here. That's a good place, huh? With lots of wood. So I'm going to send 6 villagers there, the ones that are collecting wood here. They're going to make a town center for me there. And I will need all the I will use all the villagers from the top wood to make a town center here. Also, make the town centers close to resources. For example, if I make my town centers close to this wood, I won't need to make a lumber camp. So one town center here, one town center here. Oh my god! I just fucked it up and misses the house. No problem, do the well barrel. What you cannot do is to not make anything with the town center, to let it idle. I fucked it up, guys, sorry. So I'm going to make more houses. And now, as a rule, we are going to have 6 farms per town center. So this town center needs to have 6 villagers to support it. This one as well. Right now I have 8 farms. So let's do the math. If I have 8 farms and I need 6 farms per town center and I have 3 town centers, I need 18 farmers. Since I already have 8, I just need to make how much more? I need to make 10 more farmers. We good with this? Okay. So to make 10 more farms, I will need 600 wood. I have almost that. Let's do it. And the best place to put those farms is around the TC. But don't remember that my farms are about to finish. Look at this. My economy is going to collapse. I'm trying to make the most farms I can around the TC. I'm producing villagers with all my town centers. I'm sending the villagers to the wood. And now we're going to see the farms collapsing, okay? I will need 8 farms. So 2, 6, 8 farms. And you see, this is why I like to make this build order. The farms that are on the TC are already here. The 8 farms that are going to go over right now. But how can I keep making villagers if I only have 11 farms? I still have to make 7 more, but I do not have the wood right now. That's why you use these 3 guys on gold and you keep them there. And that's also why you are going to use the market. I'm going to buy food. I can buy 100 food. I can buy 100 more and boom. I just bought myself 200 food that I'm going to use here to keep my town centers moving while I make the farms that I need. 13 farms, 14, 15 farms, 16 farms, 17, 18, and the town centers are producing. You see? By the way, I just made the horse color as soon as I went to the castle, but you can wait, okay? If you do want, you can, for example, only do this when you have like 50 villagers, okay? Right now, I'm going to keep making farms. But I just wanted to show that with 18 farms, my town centers are never going to stop. So that's why I like to use this build order with the villagers on the gold. If you do not have wood to make the farms, if you do not have food necessary to make the town centers working, you can always use the market to correct it in the beginning. And do not fool yourselves, that's not a mistake. That's good, that's a great option. I can show you games from the Master of Arena and other tournaments where you see players like the Viper doing this, so it's pretty common. Right now, I will just keep making farms until I have 30 farms. Let's count how many I have. I right now have 23. Okay, so just a bit more. And I will already start sending villagers to the gold, okay? So the villagers that are going to born right now are going to the gold. I'm going to research here this upgrade for the gold. And I will keep making farms. I will select one villager to make houses. Imagine a place where you can make houses forever, like this line here, and just use it, okay? It's the best way. The enemy is attacking my walls, but man, that's not a problem. I can just use here a few houses to defend myself, huh? That's what I'm going to do. Let's see how many farms. 24. I need 6 more. 1, 2, 3 here, and 1, 2, 3 here. Okay, I made it. Right now, I'm going to make the second upgrade, upgrade for the TC. No, not now. I upgraded the gold. I'm collecting the gold. I'm sending villagers to the gold. I have 30 farms working. No, not yet, but now I'm going to have it. Okay, now I'm going to make 2 buildings. I'm going to do, you just need to make 2 buildings to go to next stage. I'm going to use the university because I want to go for, I don't know, arbalests. And I'm going to make the SIG workshop because if I need to defend myself from this army, I can just do the SIG workshop, okay? By this time, you might have to add more lumber camps like I'm doing here. You see, my wood is not so profitable anymore, so I'm just going to use the lumber camps. The gold is almost done. Let's see how many villagers I got on the gold. Whoa, 16. That's a great number, huh? Keep making this. And if you look at my resources, guy, I'm almost about to click Imperial Age. So my economy is fine. I just finished my boom. I'm about to go imp. I will just keep making a few more villagers until I have 1000 food. And this won't take longer if you just use the wood that you have to make farms. So I'm about to click up. Let me put the farms here. Oh, 1000. Yep, 1000. And you see, my enemy is still not attacking me yet, so that's just fine. So that's, guys, how you boom. I just did this boom, and now that I'm approaching the 80 villagers mark, I'm going to make the second up for the TC, the handcart. Oh my god, look at the amount of eagles, huh? But I'm going arbalest, so I might be fine. The arbalests are not the best unit to fight the eagles, but I just want to show an example, so the arbalests are great for example. Oh, by the way, you remember the farms that you did? They are about to go off again, so I'm going to now make the second farm up, the Brave Plow. So every one of those farms, when you have to remake them, are going to be remade with much more HP. You can start making the upgrades for the arbalests, and you can add at the minimum of 5 to 6 archery ranges, so you are going to be able to make arbalests. Are you collecting gold? Make the second gold unit upgrade if your civilization has it. Oh, it doesn't. No problem. Are you collecting stone? No. Start at least with 6 villagers. 6 to 7 villagers, because in a short period of time you are going to be able to make a castle and make trebuchets if you want. Now I make the handcart, I'm upgrading the crossbows, I'm making the upgrades here, I'm going to make the ballistics. I just want to make it. And you can start to make army from your archery ranges. Of course, do not stop making houses, man. Once you're booming, this villager is committed to make houses forever, okay? It's her job. You can see my economy is not suffering, not slightly a bit. I'm just keeping making villagers to the wood, and now you just have to adjust your economy to whatever you need to do. I just want to do arbalests for now, so I will be okay. Remember the wood, always the wood. Making crossbows that are going to be upgraded by arbalests. Finishing the I will make the chemistry, that's this upgrade here. We're going to need the chemistry because it will add more attack to your arbalests. Do not stop to make arbalests. You see, I'm doing a lot. Keep making the villagers. Oh, I might be housed. Okay, use 2 villagers to build the houses, eh? Like this. And I'm going to upgrade the arbalest as soon as I can. 350 food. Oh, the farms are going off. Okay, once the first one start, you can put a lot of them here, because you are going to make him remake all those 30 farms that you have. And now I'm going to upgrade the bracer, the attack from the archers. If you're playing with archers, always start upgrading first the attack and later the defense, okay? The stone, of course, because I want to make a castle soon. You see, it's only 29 minutes and I have a full army of crossbows that are soon to be arbalests before the 30-minute mark. Okay, now they're arbalests. Strong ones, eh? I'm finishing the chemistry, I'm finishing the bracer, so they're going to have an amazing attack. If your civilization has, just make their thumb ring as well. And that's it. I'm good to go. So I'm going to delete this house and I'm going to fight. And you keep making, of course, the villagers. The Vietnamese, for example, have the cannons that I can use as a siege weapon to kill my enemy if he's going for a castle or anything. Just what you need is to have at least 3 steel workshops. And look at this, man. The arbalests are great units, huh? I'm totally wrecking those eagles because they are not upgraded. Now I'm making more upgrades for the arbalests. And that's it. I can have arbalests, I can have cannons, my economy is going, I can keep making villagers if I need. I can start to think of a second unit right now. Maybe I want to make arbalests and hussars or light cavs. So I can just start making the upgrades. Maybe even make a second blacksmith to do this. So that's theoretically how you're going to play after you boom, okay? It depends a lot. Maybe I wanted to make halberdiers, maybe elephants, but this is the basic 3TC booming, where your town centers are non-stop making villagers. I'm now upgrading even the second mill that few civilizations have, and that's it. Arbalests and siege. Great addition for their siege are the runs, so maybe I want to make the runs, capit runs, sig runs, maybe I want to do a lot of cannons. I'm about to make the castle. If I wanted to do a castle first, I just have to start to do this quickly, and that's a basically 3TC boom. I hope you enjoyed this build order, and I'm going to upload it as soon as I can. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you see, I already uploaded.